Hey, I'm back. I said I was leaving, but no. We just can't get enough of this video stuff. Jaima and I discussed it, and I have some really funny stories about my kids. Not funny. Sometimes they're funny, sometimes they're not funny, haha.
Sometimes they're funny haha later.
Yeah, they're funny haha now. But they're funny awkward and a little bit horrifying sometimes. Like, for instance, Brianna, when she was little, we used to head into this coffee shop where we had all of our friends, and Jaima was the barista, and that's how I met her, and that's how I made almost all of my friends, you people out there who know that, from that coffee shop. It was kind of a time in my life when I was needing more socialization, and I got some. And the coffee shop provided me with a great group of friends and a great socialization for my kids.
It's a good community.
It was. Thanks, Chris, for having the coffee shop. Yep. And thanks, Chris Spons, for suggesting that I go get the best coffee of my life there. So, thank you both. And thank you, Jaima, for being my barista, and then for loving my kids like they're your own. Back to the story. So when we used to go in the coffee shop, Brianna and Justin would spread out, and Bree, she didn't like people to talk to her, and she really didn't talk yet, and so she maybe felt like she was inept. We don't know. She had high anxiety, and people would start talking to her directly, and I'd go, you need to not, this is one time where people needed to learn to listen to the mommy. And I was like, just please don't talk to her, because she's really nervous. And they're like, oh, you don't have to be afraid of me. And then they talk to her more. You're like, please stop talking to her. They'd want to tease her, to get her to, just to engage with them, but it really freaked her out. And then she'd hide under the coffee table and wouldn't get up and yell, no, no, no. And somewhere in that moment, Justin would know that I was more than 6 feet from him, and he was 3, and he'd jet out the door. And I'd quickly sprint out the door. Thank God there were people in there that loved us and knew us, so they could, I didn't have to worry about being more than 10 feet from my child, but I would have to sprint like the fastest. I still am one of the fastest sprinters you've ever seen, and fastest bike rider. So I'd sprint out the door. I'd say, excuse me, and push people out the door like this, slow motion, splitting of the sea of people to get to the door, because usually he would run out the door. It was a strip mall, and he'd be almost to the end of the car and into the parking lot before I'd just, be able to snag him. So he's a jetter, and it's quite exhausting. And people learn to listen to me, and they learn to really respect me and my kids and love them. And at first it was fairly awkward, and new people also got schooled by everyone real quick on what's the deal with my kids. But I had always so much love, and all of the civil service people were always so lovely to us too, and looked out for us. Civil service people love the people living this adventure. They need your help. And thank you. Okay, and the other funny story, the funniest story ever. We always have a few. Justin, when Jaima first met him, she's like, what, are you 5 foot tall? I don't know.
5'2".
5'2".
5'3".
And Justin's always been fairly tall, but he was like 3 when he met her. Maybe? Yeah, 2, 3. He really liked to hold matching items, usually matching red circles. Things that he'd just be holding them and really focusing on them, and always had to have things matching in each hand. Well, Jaima's bust line is fairly large. And her bust line happened to be at Justin's eye level when she met him. And Jaima has learned... What have you learned from my family, Jaima?
What haven't I learned from your family?
Aw. To be more assertive with her tone.
Oh, yes.
And mean what she says rather than be like, oh, whoops, you know, you have to really say exactly what you want, and in a tone that sounds like, and sounds like exactly what you want, rather than be like, I don't want you to do that. It has to be definitely like, nope, I ain't cutting it. And also when you want them to do something, be direct, like, I want you to do this, and anyway, so Justin walked up to Jaima, and he rarely looked up at that time. He didn't really look up and engage in eye contact much. When he did look up, because I was asking him to introduce to Jaima, his eye contact was right at the rounder matching items on her body. And his response was, it was so cute. I mean, you can't, I mean, there was nothing sexual about it. It was like just simply that they were matching. I think she was wearing a red ladybug t-shirt. It was like, how was he supposed to know? But he looked up, and I guess if I could demonstrate, he looked up and he goes, and he bounced her boobs. And I was like, oh, because I had never seen him do anything like that before. I'm like, it's the first time she's met as a caregiver. I'm like, oh God. I was like, oh, sorry. Oh my God. I'm like, well, that's how it goes. Sorry. And she Jaima's response was, oh, no thank you. Oh my, no thank you. No thank you. And it was so great. Anyway, that was the beginning. Now we're here, and it's been quite a ride. Thank you, Jaima. I love you. Okay, hope you liked that story. It was worth the third video, wasn't it? Yeah. Please comment. We need your comments on the blog. I want to hear your funny stuff. Go ahead. Okay. Bye.